Takulandirani ku AMTV Malawi kuchimake kwa nkhani zenizeni. Ngati nkhani imeneyo kuno kulibe, dziwani kuti nkhani imeneyo ndi yabodza.
As it is the only legitimate organization to release the official results. Justice Mtalimanja was speaking in Lilongwe during the electoral results update. Mtalimanja said the organization will not be forced to release results as it needs time to scrutinize every vote from various councils. Justice Mtalimanja said
timafuna tsopano tikambeko za mchitidwe umene ukuchitika mbuku kumapoyamba tikumbutsire kuti ntchito youlutsa zisankho tinapatsidwa pa malamulo masiku 8. Malamulo poyika nthawi imeneyi panali zifukwa choyambirira chikhale ngati chitetezo kwa voti ina iliyonse komanso ngati udindo kwa bungwe la meki kuti zotsatira zonse tiziunikire modekha komanso kuti tiyang'ane moyenerera kuchita verify komanso kulongosola kapena kuchita resolve ma complaints onse. Panopa tili pa nthawi ndithu kunoko ku Tale Center pamene tikuti timalizitse ntchito imeneyi. Koma timafuna titsimikizire komanso kudziwitsa mtundu wa Malawi kuti ntchito imene tikugwira ndiyofunikira, tikufunika kuti tichite verify, tipange reconcile komanso kutsimikizira kuti zotsatira zimene tikuulutsa ndi zimene zachokera kuma polling station kwathu ndi mmene anthu anavotera. Ndikofunikira kuti ifeyo tikamalengeza tikhale kuti ntchito tagwira moyenerera. Komanso tidziwe kuti mkati mwa masiku 8 mmenemu ndiye kuti tikulandira madandaulo kuchoka dziko lonse ndipo tikufunikira kuti dandaulo lililonse tiliyang'ane timvetsetse kuti pamene panalakwika pamene pakudandaulidwa ndi pati ndipo wina aliyense tithe kumuyankha malingana ndi malamulo. Pachifukwa cha chimenechi sitingalengeze zotsatira mwaphuma, tikufunika kuti tigwire ntchito malinga ndi mmene malamulo anakhazikitsira kuti tikamanena kuti zotsatira zathu ndi izi zikhale kuti ndi zovomerezeka komanso zo.
The Evangelical Association of Malawi has urged Malawians to maintain peace and unity as the nation awaits the announcement of the 16 September election results. EAM General Secretary Reverend Francis Mkandawire said this is critical. It's a critical stage for Malawians and they must desist from use of offensive and provocative statements. Mkandawire further cautioned Malawians against pressurizing the Malawi Electoral Commission to release the election results, but rather allow it discharge its duties professionally without being pushed. Our reporter Catherine Bander spoke to Reverend Mkandawire.
Continue to maintain peace and calm, especially at this time when they are finalizing the votes, counting of the votes, and probably announce the votes out. I mean, finalizing the final votes. So we are saying this is a very sensitive and very emotive phase of our electoral process, where all of us need to be very responsible as Malawians and not to deliberately provoke the situation or incite other people or whatever. I mean, this is it's an election, and an election you have a winner. An election you have also some people who may not be able to make it, and so on. But this is our Malawi. It's the others also who are trying to put pressure on the Malawi Electoral Commission to announce the results as quickly as possible. And what we're saying is that is wrong. Let us allow the Malawi Electoral Commission to do their job professionally, transparently, and making sure that all grievances which are being brought up must be resolved accordingly before the announcement. They already have their constitutional mandate of 8 days, and the constitution also provides possibly some 72 hours afterwards.
Political scientist Crispin Mpande says there's need to probe the disparities in the election data that media houses are presenting on their dashboards. Mpande says the differences raise eyebrows on the source of data media houses are using. He urged media houses to declare their sources of data, adding that MEC remains a reliable source of data and information. He explains.
It's rather unfortunate because now the first thing that will come to mind is questioning the source of data. Because normally, as directed by MEC or as advised by MEC, results at the polling station or at the polling center are normally pasted right there. So the assumption is that if all these media houses are getting that data source from that issue, then there shouldn't be differences. But the moment there are differences, it means that they have got different sources of collecting data. Now that brings confusion, because in other camps it brings false hopes, which may now lead to some form of kind of contestations among the contesting parties. It will affect the acceptance of the results, because others may think that they have won maybe based on the false figures, while others might have won based on the real figures. So the issues, the competing source factors or the competing players with different data sources, they may have different acceptance issues. So others may not accept the result, arguing that their source is more reliable than the other camp. So in this case, therefore, based on the Malawi laws, we should only trust the sources coming through MEC. These different media houses should first of all declare their sources of data. Now, this is data we're collecting here and here, and all of them are clearly saying this is an official result, an official result, an official result. But though being unofficial, but if they present different figures, it raises some doubt in terms of the credibility of the sources of the information.
A Moroccan delegation of the National Observatory for the Rights of the Child, ONDE, is in the country to learn how the National Assembly handles the Youth Parliament of Malawi. According to Vice President of ONDE, Ghislaine Benjalion, their visit is based on the fact that African countries have the same problems on issues that affect children and youth. Hence, they can learn from each other. Patrick Dambula reports.
The Parliament of Malawi is this week hosting a delegation from the National Observatory for the Rights of the Child, ONDE, which is a Moroccan institution. Their visit is about appreciating how Parliament in the country handles the Youth Parliament of Malawi. Vice President of ONDE, Ghislaine Benjalion, said issues of child marriages, child abuse and such others are common in many African countries. She said as such, African countries, and in this case Malawi and Morocco, can share notes and experiences so as to find the best ways possible of handling issues that affect children. She also said they are looking forward to signing an agreement with the government of Malawi at the end of their visit.
We would like to sign an engagement, but we're also here to invite Malawis that are involved in child parliament to be with us in National African Forum that will be held in November in Morocco about making the voice of children in Africa being heard.
Commenting on the visit, Assistant Clerk of Parliament Mofati Magande said the coming of the Moroccan delegation to Malawi is as a result of the success stories of the Youth Parliament of Malawi, which have gone far and beyond. He said the visitors will therefore learn from the strengths of the Youth Parliament of Malawi so that they also improve their own Youth Parliament back in Morocco.
Over the years, when we were organizing the Youth Parliament of Malawi, particularly from 2012 to 2019, we registered a number of successes. For instance, you recall that the main parliament amended the constitution to increase the marriage age from 16 to 18. And our youth parliamentarians have been participating in global activities, for example, the Commonwealth. And their achievements in various forums, including the African Union, were registered.
After presentations and discussions, the visitors were conducted on a tour of the Parliament building. Among others, they visited the chamber, the printing press, the library and the Hansard department. Patrick Dambula, MPC News, Lilongwe.
The Malawi National Association of the Deaf, MANAD, has called for increased awareness in promoting sign languages in the country by ensuring availability of sign language interpreters in public institutions. Speaking to NBC, Chairperson of MANAD Advocacy Committee, Sekarani Kafakwina, said deploying sign language interpreters in public institutions such as schools and hospitals ensures full enjoyment of human rights among people with hearing impairments. International Day of Sign Language is commemorated on 23rd September every year. Access to safe and clean water remains a big challenge in many parts of Malawi, but in Rumpi, a new partnership is working to change that by 2030. The Desert Research Institute Development Action for Marginalized Rural Areas and the University of Livingstonia has launched a program to improve water testing and quality monitoring in the district. Daniel Nyurango has filed this report, read by Blessings Gondwe.
A new partnership between Desert Research Institute, Development Action for Marginalized Rural Areas and the University of Livingstonia brings hope that people in Rumpi will soon have access to clean water. Speaking during the handover ceremony of laboratory equipment at University of Livingstonia's Rumpi campus, DRI manager Dr. Brahima Apambire said the partnership will play a key role in improving access to safe water.
Water quality has been an issue. The Desert Research Institute takes water quality in drinking water very, very seriously. So when that became an issue in our project, we started to supply our what we call our secu riders, our basic test kits for the field. But these are very basic, so we wanted to step up the analysis a little bit. So we worked with the district, the DCT, and then the various institutions.
The university's Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Bernard Kamanga, welcomed the initiative, saying it will boost research and support communities that depend on river water.
Some of the equipment that have been given today will help us to focus in doing quality research in water. And you may notice that most of the communities that are around here are using water from the rivers and all other sources, and so the quality is compromised.
Rumpi District Water Officer Laurent Marwanda added that the program will improve supply of potable water free from pathogens.
There will be close monitoring, because we'll be monitoring the levels of maybe pathogens. So through that close monitoring, that will really assist us to make sure that people are drinking potable water, because it is nearby Rumpi.
The initiative is in line with Malawi's commitment to achieve universal access to safe and clean water by the year 2030.
Mzuzu Police Station says it recorded a drop in the number of road accidents during the first half of 2025, with 55 registered accidents. This is lower than the 94 accidents that were recorded during the same period last year. Inspector Augustus Nkwazi, the public relations officer from Mzuzu Police Station, said the police will continue to raise awareness on road safety measures and enforce traffic regulations. Elias Mahango has details in this report, read by Chisomo Manda.
As part of efforts to reduce road accidents, the police in Mzuzu are urging all road users to follow road safety regulations. Among others, Mzuzu police have intensified awareness campaigns, traffic enforcement, and community policing services. According to Mzuzu Police Public Relations Officer Augustus Nkwazi, more focus has been placed on motorcycle operators who remain highly vulnerable to accidents due to risky behaviors and non-adherence to safety measures.
We've had some challenges, particularly motorcycle riders. We've been engaging them to raise awareness on how they can ply well on our roads, but sometimes we have challenges where it seems like our messages are not being taken into practice.
Supporting this position, the Motorcycle Kabaza National Association Secretary, Uyedwa Jere, has also urged its members and other road users to take individual responsibility by observing traffic rules. The association stresses that reducing accidents requires a collective effort between operators, passengers, and enforcement agencies.
We undergo road traffic rules and regulations. We undergo trainings such as road traffic rules and regulations. So the best way is to follow the rules. In roads there are so many road signs. Then we follow those road signs.
Statistics indicate that 25 people in Nzuzu have lost their lives since January this year.
Finally, to sports. The Malawi under-21 national netball team has suffered its first defeat at the Netball World Youth Cup in Gibraltar after losing to rival South Africa 64-33 goals. The loss comes after the team's back-to-back wins over Trinidad and Tobago and Fiji in Group D. Malawi's final match in the group will be played on Wednesday against Barbados. Despite the loss, the Junior Queens have still advanced to the quarterfinals, where they will face giants New Zealand. Well, that's it from our newsroom. Stay up to date with our election news coverage on all our digital platforms. From me, Kumbukani Piri, and my sign language interpreter, Towson Kamalat.
Osaiwala kupanga subscribe ku channel ya AMTV Malawi.